Welcome to the Nintendo Show, episode 37. I'm your co-host, Devin Moon, and with me, as always, making the magic behind the scenes happen, Trevor Payne. Trev, how you doing, man?
Dude, doing so good. Oh, it is Pokemon week. I'm ecstatic. We got some stuff to talk about. Oh, I love being here, Dev.
Dude, I love me a good Pokemon day. You know, any news is good news in this barren wasteland of Nintendo-ness. Guys, this week, we're going to talk about Pokemon Snap, the new one. We got EA showing up for the Switch, and we're going to do a little bit of Nintendo Fight as Perfect Dark and Smash Brothers Ultimate duke it out to see who wins. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be exciting as usual. And there's many, many more things happening this episode. And as usual, if you want to be, we're nothing without you. So remember, listener, if you want to be part of the show, visit our website at nintendoshow.com or watch us live on Facebook at 9:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time Sunday, but not this time. It's Thursday. And it's just because of the news. We were going with it. You can send in your questions, comments, concerns right here as well. As I said before, live on Facebook. Trev, are you ready to enter the mysterious world we call Mr. Miyamoto's magical news?
Dude, I'm going down that warp pipe. Magical news. Let's do it.
Boop, 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 boop. Down we go. And there are 3 items on the list this week. Number 1, new Pokemon Snap coming in. We could talk about Pokemon Smile, Trev. We could talk about Pokemon Smile. We can talk about, brushing your teeth app. That's fun times. We could talk about Pokemon Cafe Mix, which is the newest gotcha puzzle game. But let's get right into what's the major announcement. What was assumed to be a pretty tame event. We weren't expecting much. All the commentators were saying, nah, not this one. This isn't going to be hot stuff. This isn't going to be great. Well, no, it's pretty great. It's pretty excellent for a lot of fans out there. We saw Pokemon Snap return after 20 years of being on hiatus. Yay. The game is called New Pokemon Snap. It will take place on several islands overflowing with Pokemon. You will go back into your little car or whatever, snap some picture, fill those Pokedexes. Trev? How you feeling about Pokemon Snap? New Pokemon Snap.
Oh, I got giddy with excitement, Devin. Like, I was so incredibly excited about this. Like, this was news that I wasn't expecting to get. Honestly, I didn't think we'd ever get another Pokemon Snap game. We've joked about it and we're like, yeah, release another one or whatever it is. And we finally got it. It's called New Pokemon Snap. Nothing, you know what? Nothing's better than just going around an island and taking pictures of Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Devin, how excited totally are you? Right. Scale from 1 to 10.
Oh man, could I listen? I'm hyped for everyone else. I'm on a 10. If I'm on like fandom levels, I'm on a 10. I'm going on cloud 11. I'm going shooting up there in the stars. I like it. But for me personally, nah, dude.
You're like, no, not really.
The same for me. When I played Pokemon Snap, I was a young child boy, and when I played it, I thought to myself, what? Why do people like this? What's so fun about this? I was very confused. Also, I missed the Pokemon train. So during that time, I was just kind of like, we're just taking pictures of these Pokemon, I guess, huh? That's the game. Little confused about it, but I'm willing to give any Pokemon a try. I'm willing to give this a go. People love this. I know they're excited about this. I am up there with your hype. I live off hype, dude. I live off hype. I'm generated on that stuff. I'm in love with this, dude. I'm in love, and especially that it's coming to the Switch. People have been asking for this, especially on the Switch, for a long, long time. Yes. I think even on the Wii U era, people thought, yeah, that tablet would have been perfect to use on that big screen.
It would have been a big, just like a big old camera taking pictures. And the thing is with this game, I know it sounds really stupid, like you're just going around taking pictures, but like it is so charming. And the graphics on this actually look really cool, like really cool, way better than what's in the actual game. Which is crazy. One day we're gonna have a Pokemon game that looks incredible, but this one is so cool. The other thing is like you throw out food and there's different things to like interact with the Pokemon, and it's all about like can you take the best picture? Can you get the Pokemon doing like an action or in combat or like it's just, I think it's so fun, and it's fun to have a game that's not violent, that's just charming to go and just be a part of that world. And I'm excited about it. It will be like a $60 game, I guarantee it. And which that's kind of like, I feel might be a little steep just for this type of game, because I don't know how much replayability I'm going to get out of it. But for just plain old, just my Pokemon love, I think I'm just going to gush and be in this game real deep, Devin.
No, dude, the visuals were pretty cool. It was nice to see a good looking Pokemon game. It can happen. It should happen. I'm proud that it is happening. The water, I was like, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing stuff here. That whale was a big boy. That was a big boy whale.
Well,
I'll tell you what. And look, I'm loving it, dude. I like the size, the grandeur. I'm into this. I like that it's still about collecting, your Pokemon, but just in a different way. It's still about collecting stuff.
It's good.
So I would be interested, because they say in these games that they have a lot of like discovery or like sneaky stuff, like things you can find.
Sure.
So I'd be interested in that, like how much you can go off-roading or doing other things. So we'll see what happens. But I love it. I love that people get to see this. I don't know if we'll be seeing it this year. I assume they would have said so.
Dude, we're gonna get it this year. I think we're gonna get it. Yes, I think we're gonna get it this year.
It looks good. It looks good.
I feel like with what they showed, I think they're pretty far along, and I think we're gonna get it this year. It's gonna be like one of their big holiday titles, because they need something towards the end of this year. So I really think that they're gonna push for holiday.
Yeah, I could see that. That'd be cool. That could be the big announcement, which we will talk about right now. If it wasn't enough that this was teased and we got these other two silly things like Pokemon Smile.
wait, we got to go into it, Devin. Pokemon Smile.
Did you try it?
No,
because I was going
to
try
it.
I was going to download it on my app, but it wasn't ready.
Next week I will have a full review, Devin.
Please let me know how your teeth feel afterwards. I want to know if they're sparkly fresh.
I haven't brushed in weeks just so I could do this review. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, finally I can brush my teeth. Thanks, Pokemon.
Well, we do have a guy in Pokemon Company. He told us about this way before. We did have you say, hey, eat the grossest crap that you've ever eaten in your life.
For weeks long.
There's feces in Trevor's mouth. There's all kinds of things.
It's all rough up in here right now, dude. No, but so the little trailer they played for this silly app, it was so cute. Just these little kids. Cute. And they put a little little kind of what is that, Snapchat, whatever, kind of overlay of Pokemon, and encourage them to brush long enough and brush different parts of their teeth, and then at the end, if they do well, they get to catch a Pokemon. If I was a little kid, I'd be so stoked. I'm gonna try this with my kids. Dude. They're already way good at brushing their teeth, so I don't really have to train them, but this is going to be a cool tool for parents, because it's fun, it's cute. Not a big announcement, but neat, cool.
Well, and it shows Pokemon just loves to do these things that help you in your real world, real life stuff. You got Pokemon Sleep.
You got Pokemon Go to encourage you to go out and walk.
Get you working out. So it's pretty interesting. And they do work. People were walking, Trev. The world was walking with Pokemon Go.
I was walking with
world.
Them. Oh, yeah.
Baby. Walk on, sweetheart. Sweet, sweetheart. So that's, to be honest, if I was a kid, I'd be down for Pokemon Smile.
Absolutely.
This next one, I'm not so into, at least from what I saw. Pokemon Cafe Mix. It's a puzzle game. Looks like to be honest, it's a weird puzzle game, because I'm like, where you just swoosh.
Well, it just seems like you are matching up Pokemon like emojis, and you're just swirling them. And I'm like, what's the puzzle aspect of that? I don't see where the challenge is. I'm obviously going to give it a go. You can preload it on your iOS or Android device, or Switch, for that matter. So of course I'm going to try it, but I don't expect anything amazing to be from it, because it didn't look like there's that much strategy. There's got to be something to it though. They wouldn't just release a game that you just move your finger in a circle, right? Like, I know, fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
You're crossing your fingers. I get it. But like, because that would just be stupid. Because like, what is the puzzle? They're calling this a puzzle game. What is the actual
what is the puzzle
game?
Yeah,
So we'll see. You expand your cafe, all that good stuff by doing better finger swirls, right?
Yeah. Who knows? Yes. Yep. That looked like it. It looked like that. The Pokemon swirling. Yeah, I was confused as well. I was like, what is the strategy here? Like, usually on puzzle games, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
This one, I'm like,
this one, it just doesn't seem like there's any actual game to it. There's got to be, though. We'll find out.
There's got to be something. We'll figure it out. Yeah. We'll let you know. Pokemon Smile, Pokemon Cafe mix. We got both of those. We'll talk about them next week. Because guess what, everyone? If it wasn't enough, we got more Pokemon information coming next week, June 24th.
Oh my gosh, I know, Dev.
Dude, and what is this man about? He had time. 10 minutes. That's how long this thing was. He had time. He could have said what it was. He had all the time in the world. But no, apparently it's so big. It's a big project. That's the quotes. This is a big project, Trev. What is this big project? What is it, dude?
Oh my gosh. So I have so many things going through my head of what I want it to be and what I think it could be, but like there's so many. All right. So I pulled up, if you're watching live or watching on YouTube or Facebook. So there is I think this is a rumor, okay? And I put it up on the screen, and it's Let's Go Pokemon, Let's Go Pichu, and Let's Go Meryl. So this is
someone did their art at home.
They did the art and all that good stuff, the mock-ups. Now, I think another Let's Go game would be kind of cool. It'd be like in line with releasing a Let's Go and then a traditional, like the mainline series. So I would be okay with the Let's Go game. I think they're fun. My littlest kid did better with that game because it's more simple. It's not as complex. So I think it would be cool. But the thing is too, is, we're two major DLCs for Pokemon this year. So we just got the one this week, Isle of Armor, and then we have like the Crown Tundra, which is going to be another large expansion to Sword and Shield that I just don't know if releasing like a full-on huge game would make sense. Like I mean, people would buy it regardless, I guess. But
they will,
I just don't know if that makes sense business-wise to do that and kind of eat into like, the cells of one game with the other. But I would love to see this. I would love to see some kind of like Pokemon Gold, Silver, Let's Go, remake or something like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, that was my thoughts too, is that it would be a Let's Go game. That makes like the most sense to me, that it would be somewhere in there. But I'm like you said, that is crazy to be like, because usually before the Pokemon Company went on the Switch, it was like, here's the big game, and then here's like kind of the expansion to that game.
Right.
So we're kind of dealing with the expansion in a different way, but it's right now. Yeah. And so I'm like, why would they just trample over all this goodwill with the game that they already have out? I mean, it's less work. They could work on other stuff, but they obviously have plenty of people working on things. They're making all these games,
all these small games, as well as like Pokemon Snap, and like there's so many games. Like how many people? Like obviously they're a huge company, so like they could put huge teams together to do different things.
That's what what's confusing is like they when they do interviews, they say they like being an indie company and they like being a small teams kind of thing.
Maybe then they have like multiple groups of small teams.
Like, is that what it is?
Maybe.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Actually, I think like Pokemon Snap is being developed by Bandai Namco, though.
Oh, okay,
I think that is an external, and obviously they'll give some resources and stuff like that. But I think that is developed outside.
Hey, remember when I said when like another company would do a Pokemon game, it'd probably look better? Whoa!
And sure enough.
There it is, everybody. Ubisoft, huh? That would be great.
Oh, give it to me.
So,
I want Splinter Cell where you play as like one of the Pokemon detective style or
the ninja
style.
The ninja one.
Greninja.
The ninja one.
Yep.
Greninja. Just snapping some necks, just going for it, baby.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be
dude,
interesting. I just don't know what we'll get next week. I am excited. I can't wait to see what comes because obviously it's a big deal because they are like, hey, we have a whole separate thing for this. So I'm excited. They already kind of spilled the beans on a bunch of other crap, little things. And so I'm crossing fingers, man. It's a Pokemon MMO. That's what I want. Pokemon MMO. There it is.
Now, let's just be realistic and really disappointing here. Now, what if it was Detective Pikachu? What would you think of that?
You mean like a remake of the 3DS game?
Yeah, like a remake of that.
So it was a okay game. I didn't mind it. There's parts of it that I thought were cool, but I don't know. I feel like that ship has sailed. The movie has come out. Okay. That game has been out. I just don't see why they would remake it. Unless it's like a sequel to it.
Or maybe it's a sequel. I could see a sequel too.
Yeah.
It could be that. The other thing I could think of, what if, now this would be disappointing. Now this is like where sadness comes in my heart.
Where are you going?
They do a whole thing of just the other expansion pass.
Wait. What do you mean? Oh, you mean that's it? They just talk about the Crown Tundra?
They just talk about the Crown Tundra.
I mean, all right. I mean, we'll get into it here in a little bit, but like, the DLC is pretty legit. So I'm really excited for the end of this year's DLC. Okay. So if they dive into it, that's cool. But I feel like they've talked about it enough that we know what's coming, that there doesn't need to be a lot of in-depth discussion about it because we kind of already have an idea. There's no sense of wasting a bunch of, I guess, marketing time or whatever, but whatever.
Yeah, I could see. Listen, I've just been burnt before by the Pokemon Company when they say huge, and then you're like, that ain't huge.
What are you talking about, Willis?
What are you talking about, man? But I do. So I would love to see a new Go game. That would be the biggest hype moment for me. I'd love to see that. Again, didn't get to play the old one, so I like to revisit those. Loved the last Go game. I would love to see that. I'd be down to just see more Pokemon Snap and just be like, okay, here's the release date. This is what it is. But I'm sure they would have said something like, we will show you more of this game then.
Coming up. Yeah, exactly.
So probably not. Yeah. Trev, let's talk about this. May asks, did you guys get the newest Pokemon expansion, Isle of Armor?
Yes.
What do you think of it so far? Trevor is our guy on the ground. Trev, Isle of Armor, man. There's a little pick for all watching this. This is what you get when it's not just your ears enjoying the goodness.
You're including those eyeballs with your holes. It's really good. Yes. So I did pick it up. I picked it up. Each one of my kids picked it up. So we are in this thick or deep. We've given them a bunch of money, and oh boy, it did not disappoint. Like, it is not like
really cool.
It is not like I wouldn't give it like a 10 out of 10, but like a solid 8. Like, I am having so much fun with it. Like, the fact that there's a Pokemon game where they added DLC and added story and added landmass, and it's just, it feels like I'm enjoying the Pokemon game all over again. But real quick, Devin, before I dive into the DLC, guess what happened? Guess what?
What happened?
So I booted it up a week ago. Okay, I'm getting ready. I'm like, hey, let's do this. Get things, ready to go for the expansion. Yep. My save data wasn't there, Devin. My save data, my 100 hours of time put into this stupid game was not there. Now,
where did it go?
Yes, so I had to start over, Devin. I started over and I beat the game in a week. Again, I put some time into that just to be ready for this DLC because I was so amped, but I was pissed. So, all right, little PSA, all right?
Yeah.
Don't buy 2 Switches. Having 2 Switches for yourself is a dumb idea because guess what I did? I think this is what happened. I was having some issues with my Switch Lite, and I did a factory reset on it. Okay.
Oh, buddy.
I thought that I transferred my save over before I did that. I thought I did it with Pokemon Let's Go. I was able to move that over. I swear I moved Shield over, but I must have deleted that data. And it is stupid. Don't own 2 Switches. It doesn't make any sense. It's pointless. We are idiots for really doing so because it just doesn't make sense. I love that.
But I'm like the opposite where I'm like always, I only play the Switch Lite. So I'm like the reverse. But yeah, I'm like, I love my Switch Lite, but I'm like, I should get rid of that Switch, right? Like, what am I doing with this other Switch?
God, it was I got just so stressed out. I was like, where did all my Pokemon go? Even
man.
when you buy that Pokemon Ball Plus or whatever, you get Mew.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had Mew on there. That cost me $50. And he just gone. I was so pissed. Anyway, so I replayed through the game. Also, cool. That game is so super fun going through a second time.
Good.
DLCs.
Nice.
Okay. DLC. Diving into the DLC. It is fantastic. The landmass, Devin. It is a whole new wild area. Just like the other game where you have full control of the camera. Like there, it is just huge. It is bigger than the other wild area. It's so diverse.
The whole thing, right? The whole thing's a wild area.
The whole thing's a wild area. There's only like a couple buildings, and then the rest is just this like wild area that you're exploring. And you have islands that you go out and explore. There's these caves, these tunnels. There's this lush forest scenery, and it really is so fun. And I love it so much. It is so fun to go explore and see what new Pokemon they added. They had over 150 additional Pokemon from other series in the game. So I was able to catch a bunch of mons that I didn't have. It was so much fun. They added a bunch of cool new styling things. Also, some things that they didn't talk about so this is a little little Easter egg or a little excitement thing to explore and discover is that at one point in the game, you get to actually say, hey, whoever's in the top of my list, they're actually in the overworld following me around. So I could put Zamazentus or Pikachu or whoever, and they're just running around with you. And it just feels so cool that way.
Nice. Doing a little go action.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Just like Go, which was really neat. They added... for this new, so you can see on the screen, this new Pokemon, Zarazora. Well, it's not new, it's from the last game, but they have this huge raid thing going on where if this guy in these max den raids is defeated 1 million times, then at the end, in a week, we'll be able to catch a shiny version, so a different color variant of this Pokemon. So it's pretty cool. You have to at least defeat them once and have Pokemon Home installed, and if we complete that, then we get to catch a shiny special version of this Pokemon, which is really cool. But
all of us, the collective we. Let's do this together.
Exactly.
I mean, we can do this. 1 million people. Let's get together. Let's have some love and understanding. You know what I'm saying?
This. Exactly.
How's the story, Trev? Is there any story to behold here?
Yeah, there's a story. I mean, it only took me a handful of hours to wrap up the story, so it wasn't anything crazy deep. But on the screen, you'll see that there's this little dude here. His name is Mustard, and he's probably my new favorite character in a Pokemon game. He is just...
He's like the old dojo man, right?
Yeah, and he's got this young hot wife. It's really hilarious. But he's, I don't know, he's funny. He says these jokes that are just great. They're cheesy as all can be. I like him a lot. So, it added quite a bit to the game as far as new areas to explore, new places to go do some raids and dungeons and find Pokemon. Super happy with it. I'm so happy that they were able to add this. Whatever's in here is way better than what I feel Sun to Ultra Sun or whatever they called it was, the upgraded version. This is the way to do it. Do expansions. Don't do these off-year games. Also, you can get this legendary dude or whatever he is Cub Fu, and he evolves into one of these homeboys, Urshifu, and it is super cool. I found it charming. It was super fun. I'm excited to continue to explore and catch some more mons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Seems like a fun time. I think that you're right. It seems like the expansions are the better way to go with this. Seems like you might be getting a little more for less money, because these expansions aren't too crazy, right? They're like $30 for both or something like that.
Not bad at all.
So that's not too bad. Yeah. Oh, dude, that was a lot of Pokemon. That was pretty good. Guys, number 1 is down. Pokemon, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Excited for whatever news may come. Number 2, EA has shown up. After a very long wait, EA has finally come out to play. The Switch has announced 7 titles will be coming to the Switch, which includes Burnout Paradise, which will be coming out this week. And they recently announced, which was today, Apex Legends. Yes. The Apex Legends is finally coming to the Switch. I don't know if it's finally. I never thought about it coming to the Switch, but here it is.
I didn't think it could. So, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess it's running on Valve's engine.
Oh,
So,
I have no idea. Yeah. But
whatever that is, I can't, the Steam, whatever engine that is. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited. I like this game. Like,
yes, this is a good
Apex
game.
Legends is really good. This is, in my opinion, I don't know how it plays now, but when I played it at the beginning, it was my favorite battle royale that I've played.
Absolutely.
Not a fan of Fortnite, really. Don't really like that scene. Not a big fan of the other, like Call of Duties and stuff are fine, or the other ones, but I feel like it plays really well, really smooth action, all the things you expect from the Titanfall team. So yeah, I'm pretty down for this.
Yes.
Like I'm pretty into it.
You know, I'm glad it's here. I feel like first person shooters on the Switch are fine when they're docked and you're using the Pro Controller. When they're in handheld mode, those little joysticks just aren't as precise as I want. Like I've been playing a lot of Borderlands on it. And it's just not the same when it's in handheld. Yeah. And so I feel like Switch players are going to have a disadvantage because this game is crossplay.
That is
crossplay between Origin, Steam, Xbox, PS4, and Switch. So I just feel like they're going to be at a disadvantage, but hey, I love that at least the option's out there. And hey, you know what? If you want to have a better experience, play it on a different console. I'm sure you will. Or at least play it docked with a Pro Controller, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, with the Pro Controller is fine. For me, I like gyro aiming, so hopefully gyro aiming is in there.
Yeah.
I was playing BioShock Infinite without, because it doesn't have gyro. That game, it works with it because it's not like all about the shooting, but man, I wish. Like there was moments where I'm like, these nubs, are just
these nubs.
little tiny things. They just don't have distance, dude.
No, I think I want to get these like little extenders, nub extenders.
Yeah,
so you can get some better throw on those joysticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Gotta up my game.
Need a Pro Controller probably with this kind of stuff, unless they got the gyro. I'm pretty decent with gyro, but I know it's more of a learning thing for a lot of people.
Sure.
Burnout Paradise as one of the 7. That's fine. Good. Burnout Paradise is a good game. I just don't know if it's my Burnout game. I'm a Takedown guy personally, like me, the third one. But Paradise is cool. I think it's the more open world-ish one.
It'll be cool. That's but it's going to be too expensive on Switch, dude. It's going to launch at what is it, $40 or $60 or whatever it is?
Probably.
And then you can get it for like $5 on Xbox
dude, it's
or
such
PlayStation.
An old game.
Yeah. So I just I will not be buying it on the Switch because that just doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
It's cool that it's coming though. I mean, good on them, but I feel like it's going to be too expensive. So
I do not see this game selling very well. I mean, maybe to some people, because there's diehards out there that I'm sure would love the portability, but man, it's way too much money for these ports. I mean, Burnout Paradise, what is that? That's like a 360 game, isn't it? Or late 360?
Yes,
and
then it was remade for the latest consoles, and now for the Switch.
Yeah, for Switch.
So we'll see. Honestly, during this EA Play or whatever they call it, I was so excited because they did say 7 games are in 12 months, in a year or whatever they said, will be coming to the Switch. And I was like, oh my gosh, they are going to announce Mass Effect.
Announce them.
They're going to announce Mass Effect or Dragon Age or something. They did not. Spoiler alert. If you're excited to watch this, don't, because they didn't really show anything cool besides like the Star Wars Dogfighter game that will not be coming to Switch. So I love that they are now starting to move games to the Switch. I'm happy about that, but I want to see what they're going to bring, and I'm itching to get some Mass Effect on the go. So.
Oh man, I know. You tease 7, especially when they're within a year. You know what? I bet this is a Nintendo's conference.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Waiting. I bet you in a Nintendo Direct coming up that we're going to get some of these EA announcements, because it just didn't make sense for them not to share more, especially if they come in a year. Like, share something, because you guys didn't have very much else to share. Share it. Yeah. Do it.
Share it. Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
That's what's confusing. So they must be holding off. Nintendo must have something, because I'm like, that doesn't make any sense at all. So most likely that's what's going on. Mass Effect's a shoe. Any last gen EA game is a shoe in. That's what I'm feeling on this one. I think totally that's probably what's going on with that.
Right.
So I mean, So you do ask, did you guys watch the gameplay of Star Wars Squadrons, and what did you think? Me and Trev, big Star Wars fans, huge Star Wars fans. Trev, how did you feel about this? Huh?
So good. It looks beautiful. It looks like great. Everything I've ever wanted, because I love those TIE Fighter and X-Wing games back in the PC. And this, I feel like, has some of that. And it's probably going to be a little bit more arcadey, which I'm okay with. It should be really fun to play. And they have a story mode. There's going to be online play, and it's cross-platform online play. Yep. It's only going to be $40. Like, this game looks so good. I am excited about it. Can't wait to I don't know, dive in this holiday. I think it was October 2nd is the release date, I believe.
Yeah, it looked really cool. I'm down for it. Big, like I was a Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, I played both of those. Big fan of those games. So I love me a flying game, and I think they could do a pretty decent job. I'm interested in the story as usual. Big fan of Star Wars stories. So we'll see what happens with this game altogether. I think it's written by the guys who did at least one of the guys that did the last Battlefront story, which was okay. Yeah. So I hope with the other person that's helping write it, that maybe we'll get a little more interesting of a story altogether. But it wasn't horrible. So yeah, man, I am down for it. Visually, it's stunning like always. I mean, that engine looks so good for those Star Wars games. Just everything blows up the way Star Wars does. Everything looks the way Star Wars does. It's pretty cool.
I want to play.
I'm in, dude. I'm ready to play it for sure. Let's talk about number 3, Paper Mario. Dude had another trailer. We got this bad boy playing in the background now. So last week we got this. This is right around when PlayStation, I think the day after PlayStation did their thing. The trailer showed off new companions as well as the combat system. The combat system will take place on a set of rings that serve as a sort of timed puzzle to get the most damage out of your attack. Move the rings in the enemies in the ring to make the lines, like line them up. That's usually how it goes before the time goes up. Looks pretty interesting. As far as I can see, I'm going to buy this game.
Really cool. I want to play this so bad. It
looks great, dude.
It just looks like I'm going to be smiling the whole time. And I need that in my life right now. I think this is going to bring some joy to people out there that are looking for something in a crazy world right now. So I'm excited. Dude. I like the idea of all these kind of like little puzzles and things like that. The combat looks fun. I hope they learn their lesson from some of the last few, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because this does look very good.
Yeah. And I like the idea of this whole like time puzzle thing, and with the mix of all some of the old things that they used in the old Paper Mario games as combat mechanics. I think that's a cool idea. I hope it sticks like it's always fun, not just slightly fun here and there. But man, dude, I love the look of this game. Like you said, it looks so joyful. Like I just want to play it. Like it looks funny, happy, bright colors. I'm like, oh yeah, soak in those vibrant colors, baby.
Give it to me.
Yeah, man. This game is going to be a day one buy for me. So when it comes out, we'll give it a little thought, a little review for sure.
Absolutely.
I don't know if this needs another trailer. I think we're probably good.
Yeah, I think
I know enough.
We know what's coming. I don't think they need to release any more trailers. Just put it out. Let us play it. It comes out soon, next month. I already got it pre-ordered, installed, ready to go. So
nice, dude.
Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll, man.
I think it was July 17th or something. I can't remember the date. It's like 17th or 12th. Anyways, my prediction, Trev, is that we might see a direct either a week before this game comes out or the week after this game comes out. That's my prediction. I feel like they kind of stick around their games. Sure. So once it's like, oh, we're out of games, here's your direct. So we'll see what happens. So here's the battle, sliding, pushing, moving.
Yeah, it seems very strategic. Yeah. I like the turn-based aspect of it. It seems more complex than just the simple pick a sticker and attack, kind of like the last one.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that. I like a little bit more strategy to my turn-based games. So I think this sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it seems like weapons will be part of it, or what powers you use will influence on what characters you're fighting, stuff like that. So I'm down, man.
Dude,
I'm like
super
totally
good.
into this game.
Yep.
Oh, and the bosses, dude, pretty funny, huh?
Yes.
Like they're all like
They're hilarious.
yeah,
I
the
love
boss
it.
is like colored pencils, like real world items that you're fighting.
It's so ridiculously cool. Like, I don't know. My wife is a art major, so I know that she'll probably get a kick out of it watching us play it. So it should be good.
Tape. The evil boss.
Yeah, the evil boss tape.
And
the
I like
tape
that
dispenser.
Like, yeah. I just like that Rubber Band Man is like the only one that really got personality.
Yeah.
And then the other two were like, yeah, let's just put some tape. Let's put a roll of tape on
so
there.
Good.
That should do it.
It just seems so stupid, but amazing. So,
oh man, I'm so down. All right, Trev, that is it for the news. Let's move on to a little bit of 10 questions, man.
Let's do it.
I think it's actually your turn to pick the game. I think it said me, but I think it's you. Because I did it last. I think I did it last time. I don't know if I was with Sawyer or who I was. It was a while ago. Last time we did PlayStation Show, y'all. Time is a flat circle or something like that.
Yes, it is. Okay. Are you ready, Devin?
All right. It is time for 10 questions. One of us knows the game while the other guy guesses the game. The guesser? That's me. I have 10 questions to figure out what the game is. The questions must be yes/no questions. The nice thing about 10 questions is the guesser will know the date of the date and the console the game was released on. Trev, when was this released and what console was the game on?
Oh, man. So this game was released on the Game Boy. And yes, the Game Boy. And this was released in 1998.
1998? All right.
Okay, 10 questions, brah.
The Game Boy, 1998. Man, this is a big hole for me. Game Boy is a big hole for me. Okay, 1998, the Game Boy. Man, Game Boy was making games in 1998?
Yeah, bro.
When did that
thing came out in like the friggin' 8. When did that come out?
40s, 94, or was it 92? I don't know.
Yeah, the 1940s.
Yeah, 1942, good year. Also, the Nazis were there playing the Game Boy. Yep. That's where they shot him in the pocket, and it's still in Nintendo stores near you. Okay,
this fake news brought to you by Devin Moon.
It was Vietnam or whatever. What war was it? It was the Iraq War.
Sure.
So it must have been in the 90s. Dude, they have it in the New York thing. That's not fake news. That's real. Game Boy saved a man's life. He had it in his pocket. The bullet shot through. That's real stuff.
That's amazing.
I think it was the Iraq War.
Okay.
And it's still running. Okay, enough about that. Now that we learned about nothing. Let's think about this. Game Boy games, dude. Okay, is this a platformer?
It is not, no.
Not a platformer. Is this an RPG?
Yes.
Role-playing game on the Nintendo. Okay, Game Boy role-playing game. Dude, okay. Is this a Final Fantasy game?
It is not.
Not a Final Fantasy game. Was this done by Square or whatever they were called? Squaresoft, Enix, one of the two?
It was not.
Okay. Oh, buddy. Would I know this game? Is this a popular game?
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to know. Okay.
So that's 5, halfway. Popular game.
I'm not very confident in this one, Trev. I think I might go down. You know my weakness now.
I know.
It's handhelds. Okay. So it's not Square, not a fantasy. I don't know what other RPGs there are in the world right now.
Oh, dude.
Is this series like? Are they making games still in this series?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
A Game Boy game still in this series? Does this have any? Is this a Nintendo? Did I ask that yet? Is this a Nintendo game? Like a Nintendo? Was this developed by Nintendo?
It was published by Nintendo.
Published by Nintendo.
Okay, so that's 7, right? Are we on 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Published by Nintendo.
Yes.
Oh man, I wish people could help me in this dire time. I know this game published, and it still has games coming out.
Oh yes. So you got.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Do not do this. Oh yes.
Oh yes.
With confidence. How dare you, sir?
Very popular. Published by Nintendo. Games still being made today. Role-playing game
series. Oh yeah. Okay.
You know it
now. I'm getting there now. Okay. Is this a Dragon Quest game?
It is not.
Dang
and
it.
We got to remember, you already asked Square and Enix.
Do they do those? Ow.
Okay, you got to think outside the box a little bit. Not like, don't think fantasy RPG, bro.
Trev, if Zelda,
no, that's not an RPG.
Okay, I'm just saying. I don't know where we're going here. Don't mess.
You know
with
what?
me,
You might not be considering this game an RPG.
I know this.
But it is.
I don't know what this game is. I don't even know. There's no game coming to mind. Like it's so popular. Like Dragon. Like that's the only one. Like at this time, 1998. 1998.
Okay. I'm gonna give you. Oh man,
give me a little. Like, is there a taste? Can I have a little hint? Because I'm not gonna get it.
Okay.
I just don't.
It's turn based.
Oh. Really? Is this oh my gosh. What am Trev? I know what I know. I have it in my head. I'm blanking.
I don't know if you do. If you're blanking, then you don't have it in your head.
What's the Three Houses game? Fire Emblem? Is it a Fire Emblem game?
Nope, that's 9. No.
That's a tactical RPG. I don't know what you want from me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
Trev,
Shigeru Miyamoto was a producer.
Shoot this dog dead. Miyamoto was a producer.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to be pissed off? I feel like I'm going to be pissed off.
You're going to be pissed off. And I think you might be pissed off at me for saying this is an RPG, but I will fight you. I will fight you.
Oh, dude. I honestly, this dog is dead. I can't think of any.
Okay, throw out your
RPG.
last, just throw out a guess. Hail Mary, dude.
Hail Mary. RPG.
Pick a game.
Game
98.
Boy.
Nintendo published. Miyamoto was a producer.
I didn't even know Miyamoto touched an RPG in his life.
This game is crazy popular, especially this year. This game series.
Oh my gosh. Super Paper Mario?
No. All right. No, that's not it.
Paper Mario?
No, Devin.
What is it?
The game.
What is this?
Was Pokemon Red and Blue.
Son of a... Okay. Miyamoto had his hand in that junk?
Yes, he's listed as a producer.
What? Oh,
yeah,
boy.
dude, I was shocked, man, because that's like baby's first RPG.
Yeah, that's on me, dude. Dang it.
Hey, that's all right. That was good.
I do not think of those games as like the RPG.
Like, yeah, when you think RPG, I think a lot of like fantasy and a lot of like Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest
Yeah,
totally get it.
But it's baby's first RPG. You're
baby's
right. Moses.
First RPG that can get pretty deep, but definitely role playing. It Game Freak was the developer, still is.
No, this is a man defeated. Do you see this? This is a man defeated.
It's okay,
I failed on Pokemon. Of course I did.
It's all right.
Come on.
I did pick the game. That's your Achilles heel,
dude. It's pretty good.
All right.
And it was right, dude. It was just an easy one too. An easy Achilles heel. Son of a gun. Trev, disappointed. I'm disappointed in that one, but I will take it like a man. Thank you, sir. I appreciate. Shall we get into? Well, let's do a little something different. What are you playing right now, Trev?
What
are you doing right now?
Oh,
yeah. What are you playing?
Besides finishing Pokemon again, replaying that whole stupid thing, I am playing right now some Borderlands 2 on the Switch.
Nice,
and it is good. It
Does
is
it feel
really good. Like I am
Yeah.
shocked with like how this port is holding up, because Devin, I did play the port on the PlayStation Vita when it came out years ago,
Oh, dude,
and that thing was
yeah.
so bad. It was so bad, and so I was kind of skeptical about this version. But I'm like, it's Borderlands. I'm gonna have to pick it up. I am surprised with how well it actually plays. I am excited. I am going through. I didn't want to play through the first one again. I bought the whole pack, with all the different ones, but I really am happy with Borderlands 2, and hopefully, find some peeps to group up with and play. So it's been enjoyable. How about yourself?
Yeah.
What are you playing?
I just got done with BioShock Infinite. I've never played BioShock Infinite. Yeah, finished it.
No way. Nice.
Pretty cool. Kind of interesting how it connects all the BioShock games in an interesting way, which was kind of cool. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, this is really very much a copy of BioShock. And then you get to the ending and you're like, oh, you wanted it to be. Very
got you thinking.
Yeah. Very cool. So I dig that. It was a good game. Not as good as BioShock, in my opinion.
I agree.
But really cool. I felt like the last battle on the airship, I don't know where what in the heck? I had to put it on easy mode, dude, because like...
Were you struggle bussing?
Well, like I said, that little nub ain't much. And when you had that many enemies and stuff going on, and then you were like... and then you just have to protect this little electrical... I don't know, giant electrical outlet from these bad guys hitting it. And dude, it's just so many bad guys. Like, I thought that game was easy mode all the way up until that point, and then I was like, nah, apparently not.
Difficulty spike out of
even
nowhere.
Even on easy mode, I I was like, this difficulty spike is rough. Dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A little Dark Souls action. It was cool though. I love that. It's still a good game. Not as good as BioShock, but being not as good as one of the best games ever made. Okay,
is okay, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's really good. I really dig that game. So check it out. Get the collection. This game looks amazing on the Switch. It looks so good on handheld. It plays so well. It's amazing how well it runs. These ports, I think, because I got Borderlands 2, these ports are some of the best ports that I've seen recently.
Yes,
of like oldish games. Yeah. Did a great job, dude. So yeah, I'm loving it. Loving both of those. Starting on Borderlands 2. Never played it, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Let's have a play date.
Play date. So that's what I'm playing. That's what you're playing.
That's it.
Trev, let's get into Nintendo Fight. The battle of the ages.
Let's do it.
All right. Nintendo Fight is the tournament that pits the greatest games in Nintendo history against each other to figure out once and for all which of these games is truly the greatest Nintendo game of all time. We each will be given 3 minutes. We've changed the rules just because we realized the debates were getting a little long. We understand. So 3 minutes each. I will put a timer on. Need to get a timer ready. And we'll both say why our game is the best in these 4 categories. That is story, visuals, gameplay, and sound. Once we give our presentation, we will then figure out the winner in regards to those 4 categories that I just mentioned. Trev, I'm going to get a timer. And I think, actually, we'll give an update of what's happening on round 1 because it's been a while.
Yeah.
We'll give an update later once we figure out the winner here. Let me get an alarm, a little timer going. Sorry, not ready, y'all. Here we go. 3 minutes is on the clock. Trev, start us off. The battle, by the way, is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate versus Perfect Dark. So this is going to be a very interesting battle.
A weird lineup, right?
A weird lineup. Yeah.
Yep. Kind of an interesting lineup for sure.
Yep.
So, all right.
Okay, Trev, go ahead.
My game, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This is one of the best fighting games, in my opinion. I love it because it is a fighting game for babies. Anybody can pick it up and enjoy it and have so much fun. But then also it can be very skill driven for those that, are very competitive. Like it has a very lively competitive scene. This game is incredibly fun because not only is it just great for parties, for families, for friends, get-togethers, things like that. They have a great online tournament system that you can use. it works surprisingly well, which is weird. I don't know. I used it a little while ago and I was surprised. I was shocked. I love this game because there are so many characters. I don't know how they balance this game. I feel so bad for the developers that have to do it. It is so crazy. It's insane. This game also, I love that it's a game that you can, obviously on Nintendo, you can dock it, you can take it with you. It's one of those games that I feel like we've gone to the movie theaters and pull out real quick and have a quick fight between me and my kids on it. It is incredible. It's also beautiful. Like, it really is a great looking game. They did a great job pulling in all these different art styles from all these different games and somehow making them mesh and come together as one. The other thing that I really love is the music. The soundtrack for this game, I will go into just the soundtrack portion of this game and just listen, because they have some amazing just remixes of songs from all these different games. And so obviously it plays into the nostalgia factor. It really, touches my heart. I love it so much. Story wise is kind of silly. It's ridiculous. It's a fighting game between all these different, video game franchises. But basically they have a World of Light mode, and that's kind of like the single player campaign. But the story is basically Gleam, I think is how it's pronounced, has gone around and captured all our favorite video game characters and basically is capturing them to turn them to evil versions of themselves. And your goal is to free all the trapped fighters and spirits and take down Gleam. Real simple, silly story, but the story isn't what this game's about. It is about the gameplay. It's about the just learning each character's very unique movesets and having a great time doing so.
Dude, 30 seconds left. Anything else you would like to say about this excellent game?
No,
one of the greats.
It's the best version of Super Smash Brothers out there. I don't care about all you melee people. This is fantastic. It has all the characters, man. You can't get any better than that. It is so good. Dude. And they're still going to release more characters. What the heck? It's been years, and they're still going to be releasing more. It is insane. I don't think we'll ever get another Smash Brothers game because this will be it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Time, Trev. Excellent work. Excellent. Now it is the onus, or whatever that word is up to me to do what is quite honestly the impossible. Dude. I am going to prove to you, sir, why Perfect Dark is better than Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The time is now. Perfect Dark, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinion, is Rare's finest hour when it comes to first-person shooters. Known for 007 GoldenEye, I think Perfect Dark is a better game than GoldenEye. I think the story is more interesting. I think GoldenEye was more focused on just going by the beats of the movie, and that movie was okay. I think the story that they created here with aliens and having, dude, you have an alien companion named Elvis.
Whoa.
Who is this little, like, he is the stereotype of an alien, a giant big head, little green people with a gun, and he's playing right next to you, buddy. That's some good times. That's some enjoyable stuff. The story is basically Joanna Dark getting into all this alien conspiracy stuff, realizing it's real. Then there's other aliens at the end of the game, crash landing ships, all this crazy stuff. It's good stuff. It's fun. It's a little nonsensical, but it is what it is.
But it's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun game here and there. The gameplay, dude, is still pretty excellent to this day. I played it recently. Obviously, you have it ain't no Halo. We're not quite to that point yet, but it is a game of its time, and I think it plays the best of its time for sure. The great things about these Rare games, especially Perfect Dark, is that you get to play. Every difficulty has more objects in it to do. So it's very different than a lot of games like Halo. You only have these core objectives, right?
Right.
And this, if you decided to be like on the hardest mode, you will get more objectives added into the stuff you're playing. So it's kind of opens up the game to a lot of different experiences. So the first time you could play on easy mode and you just do a simple run through. Well, the next time you can do medium, and then you have to take bombs out and do a whole bunch of things to get in there to complete the mission to success. It makes the game a lot more replayable in that way. I think that's really interesting. And the games don't do that very much anymore.
Right.
I think the visuals are pretty cool. Again, I'm fighting for a 64 game. Always sucks. This does not look as good visually, but the thing that they do better than any first person shooter, I still think today, is the animations that happen when you kill characters and stuff. Like they actually react to what's going on with the gun. So you shoot them in the foot, they actually react to that. That doesn't seem to happen as much in games today. They're very animated in the way that they create these little characters and how they get hit in the hand, or you can shoot guns out of the hands. Like there's a lot of animation going on in a 64 game that you didn't see in the Xbox era. I would say you don't really see that now. You can't shoot guns out of people's hands in Call of Duty. Things like that don't happen. There's just a lot more animation going on here. It's really exciting. That's my time. This is a great game. This is my favorite 64 first person shooter, and I enjoy it. And I think it might be better in some ways than your game. So here we go.
That's awesome. Very cool. Good job,
dude. Story.
Okay, story is definitely going to be better in Perfect Dark. Like it actually has a story. I feel like there's a very thin story in Super Smash Brothers to try to come up with some reason why all these characters are together in one universe. I feel like they could have been a little bit more creative in that, to be honest. I feel like that probably had some cool potential to be a really cool story. But I would definitely say Perfect Dark has a story, which I remember being very enjoyable. So I'm going to say Perfect Dark should get it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think I don't know, Smash lost its... I think I love the idea of a kid playing with action figures is what was the original idea. I think they can mess with that a little bit more, and they just kind of lost track of that thread for some reason. I mean, you have these master hands and you're like, what the frick are they doing in this? there's no hint to that this is still a child's play box.
And they could dive into that so deep and make it cool and I don't know, but
Toy Story.
Totally.
Thing. What are you doing, man? Yeah. So I think Perfect Dark wins on story. This might be the only thing it does. Visuals. I mean,
it's unique. I think for the time it had a really cool look to it, and it definitely, I felt, had a better look than 007 GoldenEye. So I thought it was very cool, but I do think that there's something very special about Smash Brothers bringing in almost we're almost 100 characters at this point, and being able to bring in all these different games with their own unique art styles and bringing them in and somehow making them very coherent, and the levels, the stages are very unique and creative and look neat and really bring in a lot of atmosphere from their games that they're from. I think it's just great. I don't know, what do you think, dude?
Yeah, I'm with you. It's amazing that you can get all these characters from even violent video games. You got Metal Gear Solid in here. You got Bayonetta in here.
And somehow
they mix perfectly well. They decide and they make some of the better looking characters. Like Banjo looks really good in this game. He's how people wanted him to look, but Microsoft totally screwed the pooch. So it's pretty interesting to see that they do things better than even the own creators of the game.
Sure.
So kind of interesting. I think, visually, and just the ideas of mixing all these worlds. The backdrops are beautiful. It's an amazing looking game. Hundreds of different maps. Yeah. Crazy cool. Gameplay.
This is going to be kind of a toss-up because very different games, but I would say gameplay wise, the reason I would pick Smash is because it is the game that when everybody gets together that a lot of people just play. It's the de facto game that everybody gets together and enjoys, and anybody can pick up, but then it can be so complex and difficult as well to master. And I've played that game for hundreds of hours, and I still get happy to play every single time I boot it up.
Yeah, I think gameplay, the only hit back kind of stuff, I would say, in its time, Perfect Dark also did that. It was a game that people would always play together. Co-op was a big deal when it came out.
Yeah, that's true.
I think this was my first co-op game that I played with my dad, which would start a big history of gaming for me and my dad together. So it's a big deal. I think this is a very, and mechanically, again, a pretty decent shooter. It makes you feel cool, even though you aren't, I guess. And like, you know, it makes you feel like you're doing really cool things, which is pretty interesting. And I think it did first person shooters in a way that a lot of people would look up to. Sadly, though, I guess Halo was only a year later, so it's not that much of a big deal. I do think the problems with the gameplay with Smash is definitely apparent in some ways when it comes to, well, I don't know if this is gameplay or where we'd put this, but the online is horrible, and it is like egregiously bad.
Really? Like, I've had really good experiences with it.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you gotta, maybe if you have 100 megabigs or gigs or whatever. All I know is every time I play, dude, it is the worst. And I think people are still complaining about it to this day, and it's not getting fixed very well. But that's, I don't know. I mean,
I could see that. I've had moments, but with it too, like being funky. But they have this whole tournament mode that surprisingly has worked really well. That I've played with my friends, and it's worked.
Done its thing.
Surprisingly well.
Okay. Yeah, I think gameplay. Yeah, Smash. I think lives up to this. I like it. I mean, they both were 64 games.
Yeah,
and I think Smash didn't change as much as shooters changed a lot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they've evolved quite a bit. And
yeah,
you know, I agree. So I'm not saying that I don't think Perfect Dark is fun. I thought it was an incredible game at the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. I think it just, you see like how both of those games lasted over the eras or the times. And
sure.
You definitely see the difference there. Sound is a no brainer. I mean, it is not even it's nothing.
Yeah. Perfect Dark.
Yeah, Perfect Dark wins. So thank you, everybody. I think that's a tie, actually. We have oh no.
Oh no, what are we going to, no.
People to vote this.
The sound, like, I think it's cheating that Smash has
so
every video game music imaginable in it pretty much. And not only like
thousands.
Yeah, not even just like the thousands of tracks from those other games, but it also has these like very beautiful like redone tracks too. Like I will turn on that soundtrack and just jam for hours because it really is that good. So
the Donkey Kong version of whatever it is, I can't remember. Like the barge one with the crocodile guy. Oh my gosh. That is some of the best music ever made. Guys, there's no way Perfect Dark will win that. It's not going to win. That is the best soundtrack ever made.
Yes.
Ever made. There's no one that's going to beat soundtrack against Ultimate. It should have won in the Game Awards, but apparently we're stupid.
Yeah, that's what the heck, dude?
What was that about?
I don't know.
So anyways, Nintendo Fight, you know, Ultimate was going to win. Perfect Dark's great. It just kind of ended up in that zone. I think Perfect Dark was one that our fans voted for. So sorry it didn't go as far as it could. I tried my best.
You did great.
Ultimate
great
was
game.
rough. Great game. It is a great game. Everyone go check it out. You can do that on your Xbox right now. Trev, let's look over the rankings here. Let me get it up. All right. So we got... So everyone, this is round one. We had Metroid Prime against Metroid Fusion, the first one, and it was Metroid Prime that won that one. Then we went from Donkey Kong Country to Yoshi's Island, and Yoshi's Island won that one by a hair. I fought for my life, but Donkey Kong Country didn't make it. Even more egregious.
I feel bad about
really fought.
The one
that yeah, that's true. That was a hard one for both of us. The one that I really said some horrible things. Super Mario World versus Banjo-Kazooie.
Right?
Banjo lost, but I said some rough things against World.
You said stuff I still can't sleep at night. You know, I struggle still.
It made you think. It was rough.
It was good. It was really good.
After that, we had Super Smash Brothers Ultimate versus Perfect Dark. Sorry. After that, we had Super Metroid and Zelda Ocarina of Time. Also a really tough run, but Ocarina of Time won out.
Yes.
And this time, Perfect Dark lost to Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. So next week, something to look forward to. Zelda, the Minish Cap versus Zelda's Majora's Mask. Two Zeldas coming in.
Yeah, and two like
both kind of weirdies.
Different ones. Cool. I like that. I'm excited. All right.
That'll be a fun one. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. So that's round one. There's 45 so games going. So this will be a year of lots of that.
Yes.
Trev, let's do a little bit of Console Wars 9th generation. This is where Trev and I break down the latest news from Xbox, PlayStation, and within 5 minutes. And that's it. They're only going to get 5, okay? We're the Nintendo show. That's it. We did PlayStation show once. We're the Nintendo show. You're getting 5 minutes. That's it. I will time it. Trev, we got some questions here. We're going to roll through real quick. Timer is ready. Console Wars, the ninth generation, starts now. So it's been a week since we've seen the PS5 and the games. Has your thoughts on the system and the games changed now that the hype has relaxed a bit?
Kind of, I think I'm coming to terms with the way it looks. Like, I'm thinking about it more. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of liking it. But then there was this whole like size of the console thing, like showing they matched up like this drives. And so we kind of have an idea of how this is like the largest console in forever, like, or ever.
I think it's the biggest console.
It is huge. This thing is huge, and I'm kind of shocked because usually PlayStation always has these sleek designed electronics. I mean, they did have the George Foreman grill. That was kind of a weird looking one with the PS3, but the look of it is strange. But it somehow is pulling me in. I don't know why. I like the games that they showed. I felt like they had a really good showing of a variety of games that I appreciate. But I went back and watched a lot of them, and I don't know. I guess I don't feel as like hyped or stoked as I was in the moment. I don't know. What are some of your thoughts, Dev?
Well, as far as like the console look, I think I'm still in the same zone where I'm like, it's okay. I like it. It's fine. I'll deal with it. But yeah, when we're talking about the height, I got it out. It's 14 inches. Good. I measured it because I'm a weirdo. I put it next to my PC, and dude, it is almost the size of my tower by like an inch.
Easy.
Dude, it is almost the size of my tower. So it literally is a PC. Also, if you compare it to your Xbox One, it is essentially an inch bigger to my VCR,
the
Xbox
OG.
One.
Yeah.
The OG. Basically the same width as well. So if you stand up your Xbox One and add an inch, that's how big it would be, the OG Xbox One.
Jeez.
So it's a big boy. It's a big boy, but it's not so horrible. When I stood up the Xbox One, I was like, okay, I think I can handle this. Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting design. Like we said before, the lump, not digging it, not going to buy it. Not a big fan of that.
Yep.
The games, yeah. So we didn't talk about Spider-Man being a 2020 game. So it is a 2020 game, because we kind of were so worried about the first half that we didn't actually pay attention. The Spider-Man game looks cool. Worries me that it more is like a Lost Legacy kind of deal, just because I feel like visually it's not going to be as stunning as we would want a next gen game to be. I feel like what they're going to do is make this a PS5 game when it easily should have been a PS4.
I couldn't agree more. And if they make it so it doesn't come out on PS4, how sucky it is for those players that played because this is like an expansion, essentially a standalone expansion,
like a 10-hour expansion
for Spider-Man. So it's like, how sucky is that for those players that play that game on the PS4, that they're like, hey, to play this base essentially DLC expansion, you have to go get a new console. There's parts of PlayStation's like thought process about this whole console generation shift that I disagree with, and I feel like Xbox has it right, saying like, hey, we are just going to put the games out, and whatever system you have, you play it. If you want to have a better like fidelity, quality experience, whatever, you get the new system, or you play it on your PC. That's incredible, or whatever. I like that idea. It seems very more consumer friendly, where PlayStation is a little bit more like, hey, you guys want this, you got to get the new system. Like it just seems a little like a dick move, I guess. But
and I think they're going to do it though. I honestly think they are. I don't like. Crazy. I know people are like, oh yeah, I think it's going to be a PS4 game. I honestly, why would they? Like, why would they? This is their only 2020 game, except for 2 others that looked like crap. I do not see how that. Like, why would you? Why wouldn't you be like, okay, this is my only 2020 game. They confirmed that Horizon's coming in 2021. That's when they want it to come out. We'll see. So my thing is, dude, this ain't happening. It just isn't. It's not. I just feel like, this is your exclusive. You're going against Halo. Yeah. I mean, you have to make it a PS5 game, or no one's going to buy your console. No one's going to buy your console for 2 games that, in my opinion, didn't look too hot. I guess maybe the third parties will come to play, but EA didn't show anything.
Nope.
Nothing to me that I was like, oh yeah, baby. I mean, just Star Wars Rogue One or whatever, Star Wars. But that to me wasn't like, that wasn't next gen either. That was a PS4 game that I can get now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, that is what it is.
Definitely that's interesting. That's it. Oh boy.
That's it. Sorry, but there was a lot to talk about.
Yes.
Maybe we'll put in a question here, because let's get into fan questions real quick. Well, let's put 2 of these together. Maybe asks about Persona 4, and King of My Heart asks about Melody of Memory, which is a Kingdom Heart game that was announced for the Switch, like a musical Kingdom Heart game that was announced for the Switch. They were wondering, since both Persona 4 Golden, which is going to Steam or has gone to Steam, is doing so well, if we think that would come to the Switch. Also, the other guy or girl was wondering if Kingdom Hearts collection would be coming to the Switch, because the Melody of Memory is coming to the Switch. Likelihood on those. Let's do a percentage. What are you doing? Out of 100?
Out of 100? I don't know. I feel like there's been so much time to put Persona on all different platforms. It's kind of cool that it came to PC. So, I mean, that does up the chances, but I think we're riding at like a 50% chance.
50-50. Okay.
I just don't know. I just don't know if it will. I hope they see the success of being able to put it on another platform and like, oh, it's doing well. It's like, so let's not lock it into just PlayStation. Let's put it on PC, let's put it on Switch, because that game would run on the Switch no problem. So put it on there, let people enjoy it. Obviously, I don't think it's like any kind of like PlayStation deal or anything, right? Like, unless, I guess we just don't know the back end.
Yeah, there must have been one, but they did something like they published it, I think, for the PC. So it makes me think that they're kind of like, or I don't know what it was. It was either publish it or something was weird that they did it on their own. So I'm thinking that it is possible that they would do a Nintendo thing. I'm more hanging around, I don't know, 60%, maybe 70% for Persona Golden. As far as Kingdom Hearts, I think it is highly likely. It came to the Xbox One. No one thought that would be coming. A lot of the Kingdom Hearts stuff has even gone to Microsoft console. It's like, are you kidding? Like, I totally could see that coming. Why is it not on the Switch? It probably should already be, because like Switch had half of those games on their DS, so it doesn't make sense to be. Yeah. So at least in that collection. So because you had 365 days dash divided by times alpha.
Dream drop distance.
Dream catchers. So yeah, most likely we'll see. I think that one's more like hanging at a 70, maybe an 80, especially with Square Enix and Nintendo having a better relationship now. Persona 4 Golden, we'll see. I mean, again, Persona is on the... Bring it. Old Nintendo stuff, so we'll see what happens there.
But I would rather, like, I love Golden, but I've already played it, so I want them to bring 5. Bring 5, please.
I'd rather have 5 too. I didn't beat 5 because 5 was really long, but I would have done it on the Switch for sure.
Bring it.
Let's see. Let's do this one. Lost with Mace asks, who'd win in a fight, Luigi or Mario?
Luigi.
You think
he's taller? He's got longer reach. I feel like
longer reach.
I mean, Mario is stockier, so I bet he could like take a punch a lot better than Luigi.
He could take a hit. Yeah, he could take a hit.
But I don't know. I think that Luigi knows what's up because he has a little bit better hop too, like a little fluttery kind of. Yeah, he could get up there higher, land on his head.
Well, and it's who wants it more, Who wants it more?
Well, I feel like Luigi will want it more. I feel like because he has been the, the side character, the number 2. He's got something to prove. He's got something to prove where Mario, dude, he's been like coasting. He doesn't have to do anything and he's number 1. So it's like Luigi's got to prove something here. Yeah. So I think Luigi's going to come in hot. He's the underdog. He's got the reach. He's got the height. I feel like Luigi's is going to throw down, man.
Dude, it's got to be. Like, it's got to be.
Yep, coming out Mario, this Sunday on pay-per-view. You can
pay-per-view
to watch the fight.
Dude, could you imagine? Could you imagine if that was real? I would pay for that.
I would fly and go wherever that is.
Dude, I would see that crap for sure. I'd be like, get him, Luigi. Get him. Get that chip.
And then is Mario the ref as well, though? Because, like, you know, in Punch Out and
dirty,
stuff like that.
Dude, dirty.
So is he going to be not playing fair
for himself? Yeah, dude.
He's going to be like calling like penalties or whatever. He's going to be like putting some, I don't know, bricks in his gloves.
Yeah. Because during that time, he wasn't like Mario. He didn't have like the name in Punch Out. Like that was Mario. You just knew was Mario. Yeah. We know, dude. Yeah, we know what you're doing.
We know.
You think you're disguised in your outfit. We've seen you in several outfits, Mario. We know what you're playing at. Luigi needs to win, but he will lose because Mario's a cheater and he plays dirty. We see now he plays against Bowser. Sick.
Sad.
Sick. Let's add this one in. This was part of the 9th generation thing. How does Nintendo fight back against this next gen climate?
They focus on their charm. They focus on their intellectual properties. They focus on their stable of characters because their games have never been a graphic powerhouse. I think they just keep focusing on that. And, you know, because I was playing through Pokemon again, and it's so crazy how like it does not hold a candle to any of games that are coming out nowadays, like as far as just graphically, but it's still been one of my favorite games that I've played even this year again, you know? And so I think they can rely on that quite a bit, but I do feel like there's going to come a point where it's like, I think the developers are going to be wanting more. A lot of the players are going to be wanting more power, that they're going to have to put out another system that's more powerful at some point. Like it is going to happen. I do think that they can get by with, with more years of the Switch though.
Yeah, I think, and I was thinking about that too. I was thinking artistically, they can hit them with art.
Yeah.
Like
hit them with the art.
Yeah, like honestly, their games, I think we watched a PS5 game just barely, Sackboy or whatever the crap, Little Big Planet guys. And their game looked worse than like a Wii U game. And so to be honest, it's just how talented those artists are or Nintendo's artists, the things they make. Look at Paper Mario. That's one of the best looking games this year. And no one's saying anything about it in any way artistically. Like, I feel like Nintendo has hit a point as far as their games that they don't need to go visually more pumping out things other than that, like what they got. They've found their niche. I think they're doing great with it. So yeah, dude, I think they're artistically is where they will conquer. The hard part is telling third party people to be like, hey, make a game for us. Make a game for us.
Like specifically for our console.
Yeah, for our console with an artistic style that can compete.
It's hard.
Like if you I just don't understand why they don't do that. It does not make any sense.
I really wish that these third parties and Ubisoft, EA, all these companies would actually like dedicate a team to the Switch specific and really take advantage of, you know, like focusing on a really cool art style and something that could play to the Switch really well. But the thing is like those big companies, they want to release on every platform possible and make as much money as possible, that they're going to go with these, you know, very big budget, play on everything else kind of art styles that just don't mesh well with Switch. And I think that they see focusing on one platform, it just isn't worth their time or their money, maybe, which is sad, you know? And so
like, man,
but how cool would it be, right? Like get one of these big companies to really just focus on a really unique, cool art style that isn't super realism or whatever, and put some cool stuff out on Switch. I would love it, but I just don't think that maybe their shareholders like the idea of launching on a single platform when, you know,
Or does like Nintendo just like incentivize them and be like, hey, we'll help publish it on our thing? I'm just like,
see, that would be cool. Like maybe some kind of deal like that, or like make this really cool artistically looking thing and put it on everything, you know, make sure that it can run on Switch as well.
And that's like, that's another thing. I'm like, if it's artistically sound, then it should be perfectly fine. I just don't. You're going to have a console here that might be 100 million seller. It's on track to beat the Wii. I'm like, there's
money to be made there.
Ports. Yeah, there's money to be made, and no one's going for it. And it's just all these old ports. I'm like, get us some new stuff. Why not try it? Anyways, it's weird. So that's how they could compete. I don't know if it will happen, but the other thing is Nintendo has everybody here. Everyone's here. It's not 3DS. It's not.
Exactly. It's not split. It's not a split player base like it used to be.
Everyone's on one booth. Yeah. Everyone's under one roof. That's a huge deal. That's a lot of developers on one system. They can pump out a lot more projects. So that is a big deal.
They will. Anyways, but they are going to have to come out with a new hardware soon, like eventually, because like eventually this is going to look pretty dated, you know, and it's already... you know, the screen quality and things like that and the bezels and there's things on it that I'm just like, tech has come a long ways. This thing doesn't have like Bluetooth or I can connect headphones to it, you know? So I feel like there's things that need to happen. So down the road, we're going to have to get some kind of a sequel to the Switch. I don't know. I just want, I always like new gadgets. So I want them to come out with something sooner than later, but I also don't want to spend the money. So.
Yeah, exactly. Don't need another Switch in the house, but yes, probably would get one. Trev, let's do our final actually, let's do new releases real quick.
Okay.
Jump Rope Challenge came out. That was just recently released. It's a random jump roping game from Nintendo. Doesn't look very exciting. Looks pretty boring. If you like to jump rope, there you go.
Oh boy, Devin, I've been looking for a jump rope game.
Get those Joy-Cons out, baby. Roll.
That's probably what I need to do, but no.
Me too, dude. It's getting bad over here. Burnout Paradise is coming out. Talked about it. You can get it. I wouldn't, but you could get it. Duke Nukem 3D. If you're into Duke Nukem, you know who this guy is. Sexist, weird, not violent, not the greatest dude in the world, but there he is. He's a character for sure. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. The opposite of Duke Nukem in many ways. People like this game. I know people have been wanting it. I never really played it. But I know there's a lot of SpongeBob guys out there that dig this kind of stuff. So go grab that. Pokemon Cafe Mix, that's also coming out on the Switch. Probably better as a mobile game, but you can try it on your Switch. And Ninjala is finally coming out. We'll see if this is any good. I have a feeling that it will be a solid 6 to 7 on a review scale.
Probably a good call.
That is that's the games coming out. Nothing like heavy duty go getter. Unless you're like a huge SpongeBob guy, or you want your cafe mix. Trev, final recommendations. This is where we give something awesome to check out, video games or otherwise. Trev, what is your final recommendation this week?
Yes, my final recommendation is, you know, with all the crazy stuff happening in the world, we are stuck in home. There's riots. There's just insane things, right? I have something for you. And if you're watching live or you watch this sometime Friday morning, this is relevant. If not, sorry, but there is one of my favorite bands, Newfound Glory. They're putting on a live concert tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain. And it's $10 for a ticket. And you get a link to the stream and you'll go watch. And it's 40 tracks, 40 songs live played. It's going to be insane.
It's a big papa.
The cool thing is the ticket sales go to Color of Change, and they are the nation's largest online racial justice organization. So what an awesome time to support a great organization. Check out some awesome music, and I am so excited. So if you go to Songathon, SONGATHON, newfoundglory.com. That will give you the link where you can purchase your ticket. They also have merch and things like that, but a lot of those proceeds go there. If you watch this or listen to this podcast later, still go to that website because there is a section that you can actually donate separately if you choose to. I would highly recommend it if you can. I know these are tough times. Everybody's pinching pennies right now, but if you do have some extra money, throw it that way, because you know what? There's some feelings that I have. I don't want to get political, but you know what? Like, stuff needs to change. We need to love our fellow men. So that is my recommendation.
Word. Okay. My final recommendation was BioShock, but I'm going to change it. BioShock, go check it out. You already know that. I told you that already. My final recommendation, Trev, I think I'm going to say, in regards to all this racial stuff and all that stuff, go check out several different views and perspectives. Make sure you're getting the right information wherever it may be coming from. Do your homework. There's a lot of homework to be done. I think a lot of people are going on just doing things because they sound right. Do things because they are right. So make sure you are looking at your information, where it's coming from. Do your research right. I think a lot of people, if you're going to lefties.com or if you're going to righties.com, you're not doing it right. Make sure you're going to sources that actually are good sources and getting the information for yourself so you can actually support any of your beliefs and then figure out how you can change the world. So my thing, I guess, is do homework. Do homework for the good of others.
I like it, Dev. I agree.
Thanks, man. Guys, that's the Nintendo Show. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Join our Facebook group and follow us on Twitter at Nintendo Show Pod. We also have TNS podcast. That's another kind of page you guys can check out. We did that so we could sponsor our stuff a little bit more. We have two groups on Facebook to check out. So it's the Nintendo Show group and TNS podcast, both of them good places to find us. Remember to like and share and rate us on the podcast service of your choice. You guys have been doing that on iTunes. Recently saw that. Really appreciate it. Go to YouTube. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. There are people that watch this show. Lots of you who are just not subscribed to the YouTube. It helps out just so we can grow this audience. We really want to do more for you. And the only way to do that is if it's worthwhile for us to do it. So me and Trev, I feel like we can really do some cool stuff. I think we are doing some great stuff, but I would like to expand out of the podcast and other things like we did with the PlayStation show, other stuff. Could be possible with your help. And so going on YouTube, leaving reviews, rating, all that stuff is pretty simple stuff that you guys can do. You can find us. If you love our show, please support us in that way. It does make a bigger change, not just for us, but for you as well. You know, me and Trev get nothing from this. It's no financial benefit to us. We're so on the bottom that nothing is coming to us in that way at all.
We just love it.
Yeah, we just love it. It's fan supported. And that's the biggest thing, is making sure you guys can share this with other people that like you, have the same likes, and it's really fun to do. So that's it. Thank you for listening to the Nintendo Show. Done with all that crap. Here we go. Have a good weekend, a good week. Hopefully things get better. Here's to all you. Stay safe. Have a good time. Bye.